Welcome to the next video in this Advanced Stats Football series, telling you how to play the game sort of more in-depth way. In this video, we're going to cover run defense. So in the previous video, we covered passing defense. We'll look at run defense here. And you can see on the, this is a Tampa Bay card. On Leonard Fournette, his card, he has a defensive role here on the rack roll. So there's an opportunity for the defense to be involved. So let's say he rushes for 4 yards and then he rolls a 45, and that's going to be the defense. So we're going to kick over to the defense, and our roll was for 4 yards. And I think once you get this down, you'll understand it a little bit more. But the defensive line is going to come into play from scrimmage to 2 yards. So if his first contact was made at scrimmage 1 or 2 yards, then you're going to reference the defensive line. If the first contact was made at 3 yards or 4 yards, then you're going to reference the linebacker level. And if the first contact was made at 5 or 6 yards, then you're going to reference the defensive back level. You see we have two corners and a safety. So essentially that first contact number is how far did he get before he made contact. So it makes sense that scrimmage to 2 yards is going to be a defensive lineman making first contact. 3 to 4 yards would be to the linebacker level, and then 5 or 6 yards would be to the defensive back level. So trying to be commonsensical with this, you know, how these players get into the run game. But regardless what level you're at, the run sort of options work the same. So before we looked at pass plays on defense, and in this video we're looking at run defense. So you would look at this column right here. So these two don't play in on run defense. So essentially you're going to roll based on left, right, or middle, and then based on the depth of first contact. So let's say, what was it, 4 yards, and it's going to be 4 yards to the right. So the run was to the right for 4 yards, and that's where first contact was made, and then you rolled, and then it went to the defense. You're going to use Willie Gay Jr. here in this example for Kansas City, and then you would look at his run column here, roll 2 D10s again, and then you're going to reference this column. So 1 to 91 is just a tackle, brings them down right there on the spot, 4-yard run, plays over. If it's a 92 to a 99, then it's a missed tackle, and you treat this like yards after catch. So you roll again on a missed tackle to see how many yards he got after the missed tackle. And then for 100, there's going to be a forced fumble. But essentially what this does is sort of keeps the explosive plays hopefully down to a minimum. Although you're going to sort of get to the explosive plays before you get to the defense roll. But there's an opportunity, at least in the run game, for a forced fumble and some things like that. And then here, for the defensive line, there's a tackle, there's a missed tackle, there's an explosive play, so opportunity for an explosive play. And then there's the forced fumble. Each line is a little bit different. And actually I needed to add explosive plays here, so I obviously didn't do that. I'll have to add that in. But there's a chance for an explosive play here on the run plays for the tackles. Not at the linebacker level, but at the defensive back level. I didn't add that into Kansas City. But essentially you have the same thing here. You know, it's 1 to 78, 1 to 77, 79 to 86, 78 to 90, and these are based off of each team's actual performance. So I took the first 4 defensive linemen who've gotten the most playing time, the most starts, and sort of worked through their numbers added together as a unit, as opposed to you know, up here you're working off of individual performance. But the defensive line is working together, and so I put them together as a unit. But you can see here 91 to 99 is an explosive play, and then you treat that like any explosive play. You roll 2 D10 dice and take that number, and wherever the first contact was made, you add that to the explosive play roll, and that gives you the explosive play number. So that is defense. I don't think there's anything else on the run defense. So run defense is a little bit more simple, fewer options for different types of plays, kind of tackle, miss tackle, explosive play, fumble. You know, there's only so many things that can happen on a running play. Obviously you can add your own little spin to that if you want some different things to happen, but that's sort of going to get you the base level defensive plays. So that concludes the defensive sheet. It does come into play during the game, several times a game. Maybe not as much as people want, I don't know, but it does have an opportunity to affect the game in different ways. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I think that finishes up the tutorial. If you're getting this as the first video, there are several before this that explain the different roles for play selection, for different types of passing, deep and short passing, running plays, all the offensive plays, the penalties, the game chart. So I try to just sort of cover all the game components in this tutorial series. Please share the playlist. If you get into the playlist, please share that with people, or any thoughts that you have about the game would be great. I'm going to leave the demo link in each description, so you can actually go to the place and download both Kansas City and Tampa Bay offense and defense, and you can play those together, as well as the game guide, which now includes defense, and you can get this as a component as well. And so you can download the excuse me, the game card with the kickoffs and punts and all that stuff here too. And really the game is still being developed, so let me know what you think. Are there things that can be changed? Is it great as it is? Should I start just creating teams and getting those out in full seasons? I'd love to hear your feedback and just what you think about the game. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.